Hello everyone, welcome back to Shikara Academy. So in this video, I'm going to discuss how to prepare polity syllabus, micro analysis syllabus, few PYQs of prelims and mains, how questions have been asked, and what resources should we refer to study polity. If we come to resources, you can first thing is you can read NCRTs. Next, you can refer to Lakshmikant or DD Basu. Anyone, not both. You can also refer to the government reports, documents like second ARC report, PIB India. So from there you can get government schemes, different government policies, etc. You can use resources like Yojana, Kurukshetra, etc. to Rajya Sabha TV to know the current happenings. So for Group 1, what is the syllabus? In Group 1 examinations, in case of mains, we have polity and governance. So polity or constitution for 50 marks and governance for 50 marks. But in Group 2, we only have polity. There we have 10 units where uh, there are some additional topics in Group 2 which are part of governance in Group 1. So I am discussing polity for both Group 1 and Group 2. Then for Group 1, I will discuss governance, right, in the next video. So in Group 1 examination, we have polity for prelims and also for mains. In mains, the weightage is of 50 marks where you have 5 units. So the first unit is evolution of Indian constitution. So how India came to make its own constitution, how it evolved. We know that earlier we tried to make constitutions, tried to work on a constitution for India, such as there was a Nehru report. Annie Besant also tried to make a constitution which was presented in British Parliament, so and so forth. There were many steps which involved. So the background we have to know. And while preparing our constitution, what was the role of drafting committee, what was the role of constituent assembly. So who are the members of constituent assembly, who are the members of drafting committee, who held what responsibilities, all those are important. So at what day constitution was enforced, at what day it was signed. So all those facts are important because they are repeatedly asked in the examinations. And women member of constituent assembly have been also asked. So we have to know the evolution of Indian constitution. Then what is the philosophy of our constitution? Where can we find the philosophy of constitution? We can find it in the preamble of our constitution. So, has the preamble written before writing the constitution or after writing constitution? So, what is the basis for the preamble? So, all these are important facts. Then, what are the features, salient features of our constitution? Like we have federalism, we have secularism, socialism. So, what are all these? What are the salient features of the constitution, and how did the basic structure evolve? So here we'll study some cases, and last we study the Keshavananda Bharati case, where we study the evolution of basic structure doctrine. So there was a dispute between no, dispute between fundamental rights versus DPSPs. There was a debate whether preamble can be amended, and there was a debate on constitutional amendment powers on fundamental rights, article 368 versus fundamental rights. So there were many court cases which were going on. At last, with the Keshavananda Bharati case and basic structure doctrine, all these came to a conclusion. Later also we have some cases like Menaka Gandhi case, Mineral Mills case. So all these cases will be very important for you. Then we study fundamental rights from Article 12 to 35. So different types of rights, rights of equality, freedom rights. So all those rights you have to study. and even the clauses and subclauses of these rights are also very important. So we also see the expanding horizons of fundamental rights, like in case of Article 21, where we have right to life with dignity. So under this article, there is an expansion of its interpretation by the Supreme Court. So what is this expanding horizon of fundamental rights? Then how are these enforceable? We have writ petitions from Supreme Court and also from High Court. So we study the provisions, different types of writs, etc. Then we have welfare state and distributive justice under the Constitution, which is present in our directive principles of state policy. Then we study fundamental duties. So in the third unit, we study the systems of government, which is parliamentary system, where we have central government, state government. Central government, the system is parliamentary system, and the state government, we have state legislatures. State government, we have state legislatures. We have to study their powers and functions. In the central government, we have president, prime minister, and council of ministers. And in state government also, we have governor, chief minister, and council of ministers. So in central government, we study how parliament functions. In state government, we study how state legislatures function. Then we study judiciary, Supreme Court, High Court, and subordinate judiciary. We have to understand. Then we study judicial review and judicial activism. We have to study how independence of judiciary is important and what is judicial accountability, and different factors, current events happening regarding judiciary. Then federal system, where we study the relation between center and states, administrative relation, financial relation, we have legislative relation. So legislative relation, administrative relation, financial relations of center and state, and interstate disputes we study. Then we study the local government, local self-governments through 73rd and 74th Amendment, where we have panchayats and municipalities. So we study the Panchayat Raj system and municipal institutions. We also study interstate river water disputes. So this is the Group 1's polity syllabus, Constitution syllabus. Whereas in Group 2 also we have evolution of Constitution, fundamental rights, DPSPs, fundamental duties, then Indian federalism, how legislative, financial, administrative powers are divided between union and states. Then we have union state governments like President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, Governor, CM, Council of Ministers. Then Indian Constitution amendment procedures. Here in Group 1 also we have to study the amendments. So important amendments of the Constitution all must be studied. Then the 73rd, 74th Amendment, where we study panchayats and municipalities. Then electoral mechanisms, judicial system, similar to the Group 1 we have to study. Then these chapters are present, electoral mechanism, and these are present in governance in case of Group 1. Whereas in Group 2, all these are present in the polity syllabus only. So we study SCs, STs, BC, women, minority, economically weaker section, the constitutional provisions for all of them, important bodies for them, like we have NCSC, National Commission for Scheduled Caste, NCST, National Commission for Scheduled Tribe, NCM, National Commission for Minorities, NCW, National Commission for Women, NCPCR for children. So all these we have to study. Then we study the issues of internal security, insurgency, interstate disputes, etc., which is not present in Group 1. This is internal security related chapter. So this is your group polity syllabus. Then we have been asked different types of questions. Just I will give an idea how questions have been asked. Here, members of Constituent Assembly have been asked. So women members of Constituent Assembly who are not, who among them are the members of Constituent Assembly have been asked. So among these people, who are the members of Constituent Assembly have been asked. So it is important to understand the members of Constituent Assembly, drafting committee, etc. Then a question was asked where Untouchability Act was passed in 1955, which became the first case. So cases in the Supreme Court, important cases have been asked, and important acts must also be studied. Then there is a question on which there are conditions given. So these will be fundamental, a part of fundamental right, or DPSP, or state list of constitution, or fifth schedule, where we are saying the prevention of concentration of wealth, protection of childhood, adequate means for livelihood, proper distribution of material resources. So all of these are present in our DPSPs. So the question is asked, the statements, characteristics of the articles have been given. We have to link from which it has been given. Then we have, according to election and other related laws which have been amended in 2003, what is the present condition? So 50% tax exemption was given to corporates, etc., who contribute to political parties, because the electoral bonds, etc., was going on, right? Because of this, election related funding related question have been asked. Then, using the powers enshrined in Article 2 and 3, this is the first part of the Constitution, where how India can form states, or merge states, different states, or create new states, or admit new states, have been asked. So from part 1, there is a question: which of the following is not essential qualification for governor? So question on the qualification of governor have been asked. Which of the following Lok Sabhas were not completed their 5-year terms of existence? So which Lok Sabha has not completed its 5-year term? So this is like a GK question. So these also you have to understand. Our prime ministers, presidents, vice presidents, who is the first speaker, all those facts, GK facts also you have to know. So then we have a question on ministerial responsibility, as in the responsibility of Council of Ministers. The role of Council of Ministers is also important. Then a question on national emergency, proclamation of national emergency is asked. Then in case of mains, we have a question bit of comparison of judicial activism and judicial overreach. Then India has many welfare schemes. So what is the effectiveness of those welfare schemes in getting social justice have been asked. Then we have a question where from question have been asked on the background of Indian Constitution, which is the first topic which we study. So we have borrowed the many different uh, factors from different constitutions to make our constitution. So he asked that, in although Indian Constitution is borrowed from different sources, it is a unique document. Critically examine. You have to give pros, you have to give cons, positives and negatives must be given. Then you have to make a conclusion. A question on principles of natural justice have been asked. It is important in case of judiciary. Then a question have been asked on the powers of Parliament to amend the Constitution. It is limited, so we have to examine it by giving different examples. Another question on interstate water disputes, which is a challenge to federal system of India. Then another question is, Constitution will promote rule of law, how? So we have to examine it in the light of constitutional provisions. Then a question on Article 21, where it says right to life and liberty. So Article 21 also have been asked question where the expanding scope of the expanding horizons of Article 21 have been asked. So in this way, you have to prepare for polity. So for group 1, you have polity and governance, which is 100 marks. Governance syllabus I will discuss in the next lecture. Whereas group 2, you only have 50 marks weightage for polity, where different constitutional bodies, non-constitutional bodies, statutory bodies have been also included. So prepare accordingly. Don't use many resources. Revise continuously. Thank you all.